Generation X gotta prep. Only for those that can see it. The iPhone is an anagram for the phoenix. I'm a woodwind instrument repairman, dashing, handsome and daring, a Tuskegee airman. Reduce my ground speed to get it underground what they need. If they don't know what to believe, then I don't know what to tell them. Bliss ignorance is a weapon. Illusions in the middle of the desert. Born in a sanctuary city, I stay corrected. It's all connected. Take a alter exit, move on to the next shit. You're grown, can't talk late night on the phone cause you don't live alone. One-on-one with Angela Yee, bacon, eggs, and cheese, lower torso, legs, and feet. Hip hop's first Elon Musk, iron lungs with guts. Take it back to the rewind button. We
get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing.
They say the devil's time is short, so what's sport? We still ain't free. They still lying on radio and TV. The centuries turn into minutes. Humanity's finished. Forced organ hoggers, what's for dinner?
Butcher the meat, chop up the pig, dig out the rib cage, Blue Mountain Ridge, fire burn hot, I tell another pot. Woman head wrap up, she rock round in a frock, bubble jet. What among maroon sing song? Hold on, you there, foreign in a Babylon belly man. Then you know no fire shot fling stone. All time the dead I suffer and I'm a sword. Bad man, down a van, tear off job, drive down a van. Every blood clot thing I get chopped. This tiger bone tonic, son. Drink that. Which gal want pant if the pussy bring that?
Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this.
You a fake nigga, 762 chase nigga, straight killers. No make me have your yellow tape nigga.
Met a Fortnite, nanomite, volcano, cancel your flight. Ash in the air, clash of the titans, man-made. Throwing fertilizer in the fan blades. DNA de-energized by high gamma waves. Slaves, close to old age, told to behave. The youth strayed so far from the way they were raised. More locks, more keys, more prisons, more thieves. If pedophilia is a crime, then why they go free? I rarely generalize, but who goes to parties that consume drugs wrapped in cheese bride? And crying minds don't give a fuck what you know. They just wanna see them deposit slips, yo. Relocate, move in with grandpa. Meanwhile, grandma goes to live with Prince Bandar. Domingo, my nigga, Thanos the rhythm trigger. Percussion pink picture for the everyday listener. Hip hop robotics with upgraded optics. My war drum mounted on the wall where I found it. Mad dog matters, mathematics. Please read the passage. Binoculars read your lips from the rafters. Thanos cook mean on that drum machine. Take it back to the 20,000 man street team. Baby boomers from the future wearing some faded ass boomers with an old school gold plated Ruger. How many times did they shoot you? What the fuck kind of question is that? Who's the interviewer? Hydrogen powered, limited edition, Eddie Bauer, gold color clouds, spark electricity showers. When I beam down the rap, I yellow tape that. My man, my mellow won't even say that. I'll lift up my praise and make the rain fall sideways. Resurrect hip hop from the grave. The third eye brigade, blockchain bars on a cage. Call out the pressure on the gauge. Distraction in half hour. Put some man trousers on over them skinny jeans. We need manpower. Step into my office, excuse the faint smell of nail polish. I'm waterproof in my electronics, right? I got things to go bump in the night. Fight, I throw you in the trunk space with no light. Front, right, and center, adrenochrome taste testers. Now you can't feel your face, nigga. The iPhone is an anagram for the phoenix. Soon to be seen by all the believers. We don't know what's next. Generation X gotta prep. What's coming down the pipeline next? The iPhone anagram for the phoenix makes sense.
We'll have to start that over. Hold on again. This is RTTI in New York City. Back again, fourth time is a charm, hopefully. In the building with Natta Thunder and Raw Truth 7. Going to drop some fire articles. Regardless of what the fuck these people do, we're going to continue doing what we do. Natta Thunder, take it away once again, bro. Pardon me on that.
So, for the fourth time, this is an article about the coronavirus on a website called patriotsfortruth.org. And the article is called Definite Proof That Coronavirus is a Globalist Bioweapon. So, proof the coronavirus is a bioweapon created by DARPA, Bill Gates, DEFRA, Wellcome Trust UK, and European Commission EU, the UK Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, that's DEFRA. The coronavirus patent from the UK was approved in 17 months by Serco UK, which runs the US Patent Office. Coronavirus was funded and patented by Wellcome Trust UK, sold to GlaxoSmithKline, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, DARPA, DEFRA UK, World Health Organization, European Commission, EU via the Pinbright Institute UK. So the patent number is US 10,130,701B2. The date of the patent, November 20th, 2018. And the United States patent is from as big as an L, I don't know what that means. It's Latin. Coronavirus, applicant, the Pinbright Institute, Pinbright Woking, Great Britain. So US patent number 10,130,701. Coronavirus, assignee, the Pinbright Institute, Woking, Pinbright, Great Britain, funded by Wellcome Trust, DARPA, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, EU, US Patent Office. More information, so applicant number is 15/328,179. It was filed January 23rd, 2017 for, that's what it says on it, for coronavirus. Allowed July 3rd, 2018. Confirmation number 6270. Art Unit 1648. Examiner BAOQ.LI. The coronavirus patent was issued in just 17 months from initial filing. That's almost unheard of speed, with very little objection back from Serco UK. Managed Patent Examiner BAOQ.LI. List of patents assigned to the Pinbright Institute, funded by Wellcome Trust, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, EU and DARPA. These are some patents. I'm going to skip this because I think some of them probably aren't related to this, but they're there on the article. It just takes too long and I want to read all this. CEO Professor Brian Charleston, and apparently this is the guy that made this virus. This is the guy with the patent, the owner of the coronavirus patent. This is some information about him. Director, Immunology, Veterinary Practitioner, Virology. Professor Brian Charleston obtained a BVet Med from the Royal Veterinary College, University of London, UK in 1982. After a period of time at large animal practice, he studied for a master's degree in molecular biology at University College London in 1988, then a PhD degree at a Wellcome Trust Scholar from the University of London, UK in 91. He then carried out postdoctoral research at Wellcome Trust Postdoctoral Fellow at the Royal Veterinary College, the Balbram Institute, Cambridge for 3 years. He joined the Pinbright Institute in 1994, focused on studies of the immune response to viral infections in cattle. In addition, he provided advice and expertise on the design of infectious disease challenge models for a wide range of pathogens in important agricultural species. His research is focused on understanding the immune response to foot and mouth disease virus, FMDV, in cattle to develop novel vaccines. This is some writing from him, I think. Our core capability grant, the Institute also received grants from other funders, including Wellcome Trust, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, DEFRA, and Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA. I'm sure you heard of them. They're the guys that are making all the robots in America. Our current trustee board members are Chair Professor John Stevenson, Trustees Ian Bateman, Ian Black, John Coles, Professor Vince Emery, Roger Lau, Dr. Vanessa Mayers, OBE, Dr. Sandy Primrose, Sir Bertie Ross, Professor David Rowlands, and Jane Tirrand. Our partners and stakeholders, Biotechnology and Biological Sciences Research Council, BBS, RC, part of the UK Research and Innovation, UKRI, UK Department for the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, DEFRA, other UK research funding agencies, international funding and disease control agencies such as the World Organization for Animal Health, OIE, Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, World Health Organization, WHO, the European Commission, and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, veterinary vaccine manufacturers. Okay, my throat's like drying up, man. Veterinary vaccine manufacturers and animal breeding companies, farmers and livestock keepers, searching US patent collection. Oh, here we are. Pirbright Institute, Woking GB, Great Britain, funded by Wellcome Trust UK, DARPA, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Some other wonders they worked on. Our regular readers, remember the bullets. I'm gonna have to get a drink. Bear with me. My throat is like burning up. I think it's these motherfuckers doing it.
Yeah, you go ahead, man. I understand, guys. We'll hold it down till you get back. Well, True 7, man, what's been going on with you, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Shoot, man, like, the phone just starts going off the hook, you know, like, remember I told you it's been doing that glitching thing? It's been doing it way more than usual, and now I'm getting people on their cell phones driving by, you know what I mean? My buddy's been noticing it too.
I'm back. I'll continue where I left off, man. My throat.
Oh, sorry.
Something they do. My throat just started itching. Oh. So our regular readers remember that Burroughs, Wellcome & Co. bankrolled the First Imperial Press Conference, 1909, Empire Press Union with British MI6, MI5 and DCTF, renamed DCHQ, in 9.6. Formed a month later, Burroughs, Wellcome & Co. supplied medical kits full of experimental vaccines to the British Second Boer War that killed over 60,000 blacks and whites in the world's first modern concentration camp vaccine experiments. The AFI, October 24, 2019. The 200-year information war. The UK-US Pilgrim Society controls the press that directs intelligence, spy lies, bend words and culture to atheistic social fascism. That's a new word, atheistic, you know, and all the hell that means. Americans for Innovation. There's Viscount Alfred Milner, Privy Councillor, May 24th, 1901. Give this, but it basically seems to be some kind of experiment. And so that's the end of the article. So I hope that was all down. And yeah. That's like the 5th time I've read that shit. Cheers, man.
Hold on, didn't you tell me you had 2 articles?
Yeah, I've got... It's not so much an article, but it's more information on the patent. So I'll just
drop that too.
Yeah, we've got the patent, we've got the descriptions of it. This is on Google Patents, and the address is http://patents.google.com/patents/US10130701B2/EN. This is the description.
You have that actual as like a link where you could provide it to somebody.
Yes, the one I sent.
So send it
did you get the Google Patents link?
So I can put it within the description box after this call.
Yeah, so this is, I'll just describe it. So this is what it says. Coronavirus, abstract. The present invention provides a live, attenuated coronavirus comprising of varying replicase gene encoding polyproteins. I don't know what that means. comprising a mutation in one or more non-structural proteins, NSP10, NSP14, NSP15, or NSP16. The coronavirus may be used as a vaccine for treating and/or preventing a disease, such as infectious bronchitis in a subject. That's just basically here. Yeah, it says here, per Bright Institute. That's correct. That looks like the information's on the money from that other article. There's application US 15/328,179. Priority to GB, which I guess means Great Britain. This is from 2014, apparently. GB 1413027. So it looks like this was possibly created in Britain, this virus.
Okay, is there any way where you could send me the link now? Or you have to be off?
Yeah.
Phone?
Oh, no, I can't, sorry. No, I can't, because I'd have to disconnect my phone. I thought I'd emailed you. I had emailed you the patent.
And in fact, before you hang up tonight, it'd be possible, if not the first thing tomorrow, so that way I can just put it right quick in the description box.
Yeah, I'll email it you tomorrow.
Even though now they're saying that the reason why they call it the corona, which crown, translated in English from Spanish, I had mentioned to you how it's possible that they were talking in codes, the way Masons be doing sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And Great Britain, right now, from what you're saying, could have been the ones that created the virus. Now, the crown is a symbolic term or a coded message for the crown, meaning the British crown, the Queen.
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
And if you look at the UK government too, the symbol is a crown. There's a lot of crown symbology in the UK. On the
so, you know, they're talking about the reason why they called it the crown virus or the coronavirus or what have you is because of the fact that it looks like a crown, the virus itself, meaning the way that it's genetically made up, it looks like the symbolic outlook of a crown. This is what they're saying, you know. But for all we know, it could have ties to that too, man. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't sleep on it, put it that way. I mean,
yeah, for me it looks more like, you know, those old mines you got in World War II and World War I and that you get in the sea with all those spiky bits on it. It looks like that more than anything. It don't really look like
you hit that shit on the head, mate. That does look like some shit like that.
Yeah. I want a crown.
It's not like a mace ball. You know the weapon they used to use that has like spikes all over. It's like a ball and has spikes all over.
Yeah, mace.
Shit. Yeah, mace.
What is interesting about this as well is it says application status is active 2020, 4/05. So the application is active 2020, so now. Apparently this was starting to be put through in 2014, as far back as that. Now you can see the dots connected. This meeting in London that was talking about China will catch a cold, and then this virus is possibly made in Britain.
Well, I didn't hear the part where they said that it was possibly made in Britain, but I did.
Yeah, it was a British.
They were talking about China was going to catch a cold. I had put that, like I told you before.
No, it wasn't in that bit, but it's on this.
Last call that blew up. That's already in there. The Anglo-Saxon mission.
Yeah, this is the people that put this. What is crazy, and I don't understand, but I guess they want to hide it, is the fact that it was somewhere called the Pirbright Institute in Woking, Great Britain. That's where this patent came from. But it was a British invention basically being put into a US patent. Seems odd.
There's another professor from here in the States who's been pretty much banished. He's been like blackballed and shit. And I think he goes by Professor Francis Boyle. And I have put his particular link within the last call too that blew up and shit. He was talking about how he has the smoking gun evidence of where it originally was created and stuff like that. He felt that it was connected to the whole thing with the Fort Detrick, Maryland, where AIDS was created. And also the SARS. I don't know if y'all remember SARS. The Chinese, it was another Chinese virus that they created back then too. And it was to affect the respiratory system as well and shit. and he said that it has strands. This one here, the coronavirus, has strands of, from what he said, pig flu, swine flu, which is obviously swine, and then you had the, what was the other one? There was a couple of others, but then strands of HIV in it, strands of SARS in it, and he was like, there was connections made by Chinese scientists and also United States scientists that were working together to create this in Fort Detrick, Maryland, where AIDS was created and SARS was created. So there's something going on where that could or may not be this info. We're not 100 on it. We know this. There's bits and pieces to a puzzle that when you put together tells a story. You know what I mean? So we might have a portion of it here, portion of it there, portion of, you know what I mean? That's usually how they do shit like this, man. You know?
I mean, both of these articles link to each other because that one says it was from the Pirbright Institute, and that's what the Google patent says on google.com patent. So they definitely do link with each other. And it says GB, which I guess stands for Great Britain, right? You know, because it says priority to GB 141, Pirbright Institute. It definitely looks like it's legitimate information here. And you know, they have Bill Gates on the other day. I saw a YouTube video of Bill Gates on there basically saying how many people he thinks are going to die from this. And he had like a really
smug look. Tell me off the record before the call that you had something on Bill Gates, or was that it? Was that the article about it?
That was it. That was the article about him. It wasn't necessarily Bill Gates, but it was his foundation, his, you know, company,
right,
was funding this.
Okay.
He was funding this.
That makes sense.
One of the benefactors.
Right.
But yeah, he made a video. There was a new. Well, it wasn't just on YouTube. It was on the news where he was talking about how many people he thought were going to die. And I thought he looked very smug. You know what I mean? It was a very smug look in his face to me. Something wasn't right about it. He just had a very smug look. No. Yes, he knows some stuff we don't. But hopefully people will realise that there's some things that aren't making, you know, how come none of the news articles are talking about this?
Exactly.
Then it kind of strange that
we already know why they wouldn't be. You know what I mean? We already know as guys/TIs, we know what time it is and shit, why they wouldn't. But it's like, you would think, man, by now, some of that shit would see through or something like that, you know what I mean? But, as I was telling you before, when we were off the record, you know what I mean? Like, the whole shit about the last call blowing up like that had to do with this particular topic, which is the coronavirus and how it was more or less, you know, generated, and that's later on in the podcast. But from the beginning towards the middle, Nigel was just dropping facts about it. You know what I mean? About how you can catch it, how you can avoid, try to minimize spreading contact with it, and that sort of thing. You know what I mean? And then eventually it led into what I updated the links on that particular description box on that last call, and that's where I believe it's continuing to generate more views and likes from people, because they're finding their research connecting with what's on there. So it's adding up like math, if that makes any sense.
That makes complete sense. I mean, what we're doing is, this shit is real shit. You know, it's not some conspiracy theory stuff. This is a real patent, just like there's patents on the remote neural monitoring technology, patents on the silent sound spread spectrum technology. All this technology that people will say is for people with tinfoil hats, you know, and doesn't exist. Why is there patents on this technology? Because you can't just make a patent on something that isn't real. It has to be something that is real. So, you know, all these patents out about it. And this isn't even beating around the bush, this patent. It literally is called coronavirus. It doesn't say COV-19 or any code word for it. It literally just says coronavirus, plain as day. No one's asking questions apart from us. Someone's got to ask questions. Why is there a patent that was basically brought out this year called coronavirus on Google Patents? You know, not like they're hiding it. It's like they think no one will notice it. And it says Perbright Institute on the thing. It's real shit. And it's all you perps that are cutting this shit off, you know? I don't know why, because you're not immune to this shit. This affects you too. So, I don't know why you think you're doing a good cause for yourselves or whoever. Yeah, there's way more to read, but there's a bit too much to read all at once because there's a lot of stuff. But yeah, that's the patent.
Alright, that's what's up, man. Yo, Knight, not to get off the subject, man, but if you got anything you want to add on that we were talking about off the record with what you said, what you were going through recently with your personal targeting and how it's, you know, kind of gone up.
Alright, okay.
That direct energy weapon aspect of this targeting. I'm free to do so now.
Man, so for the last 5 or 6 days, well, nights, I've been waking up in the middle of the night at about 2 or 3 in the morning. I've not looked at the clock, but I've been waking up every night, right, for the last 5 or 6 nights with a strange sensation over my body, like tingling sensation and in a sweat. We know as TIs, with the technology they have, they can wake us up. One of the first things I noticed way back, like around 2012, just before my targeting went overt on me, I had a period for about, I was waking up at 4 a.m.
Hello?
Kept waking up at that time. So, you know, they do this. This is definitely the technology they have can wake us up. You'll hear other TIs reporting that they'll wake up, and as soon as they do, there'll be sirens. I've personally experienced this also, where I've woken up and immediately there's been ambulance sirens or police sirens. So this is the technology they use. Also, another story that I think would be good to cover for another call was apparently in Russia there was a guy that did a mass shooting outside of his house, but some people apparently were making noise outside his house or something, and he shot them all dead. So I think that guy could have been perhaps a TI that they pushed too far. So that's perhaps for another.
Where did this happen? Pardon me, Jay. Where did it happen at again?
I don't know. I just saw the article today. I'm presuming it happened yesterday or today. Well, I can't remember the exact date.
Right, but where?
Russia.
Okay. What you told me something, man, earlier too. You said that we were off the record. You said something was being done. People are rioting. What was it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so in the UK, not rioting, but people have been burning down the 5G towers here in the UK. They've been basically destroying them. The base station. Basically, in Manchester and Birmingham, which are 2 UK cities, people have been attacking and Northern Ireland, I think, somewhere there, they've been attacking the 5G antennas and destroying them because they think they're related to this virus. Now, I don't personally think they are related to this virus. I was having a discussion with Nappy Head Roots earlier where, I was saying where I think they could use this 5G technology to make people ill and then blame it on the virus. You know what I'm saying? That kind of makes sense. It's a perfect way you can cover up technology being used to harm people. Yeah, some people...
Makes total sense. I agree with that, actually. I mean, because if they can manipulate by targeting us, the electromagnetic fields around us, right? Just to target us and hit us with frequencies and shit that are hitting our vital organs, because each vital organ has its own signature to it for every person individually, like a fucking fingerprint. So if they're able to manipulate that electromagnetic field around us just to target us specifically, individually, then they can do that with this virus and how they want to go about, you know, people who have it, people who don't get it. You know what I mean? And they could also eradicate it. I'm sure there's a reverse effect to it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. But, you know, they weaponize it before they make it for anything positive. That's how they are.
Exactly. And then they use people like ourselves, like the guinea pigs. And then the mass public in poor areas, low-income areas and shit like that to do their experimentation on. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, Nappy Head Roots is back in the building. Yo, welcome, bro. Listen, man, we gotta drop this on the call, man. We gotta put this on the record, man. That one video you had sent me with Hassan Campbell from over here in the BX, man, talking about cats in jail, dying left and right, that they got that shit, like they caught the coronavirus up in the prisons here in New York, bro. What's up with that, Nat?
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. Like, I don't know if you saw the full video, but like the dude, you know, you can get phones in there on the low, right?
Yeah.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
So you can get phones on the low, like from, you know, you just have your people pay like the guards and shit, and they'll give them. Like your people, I mean, if the guard is what we would call cool, your people give him the money and give him like they'll give him like probably like $500-600, depends on the person, and a phone, and then they give the inmate the phone, and you know the inmate just has to keep it on the low and hide it all the time and shit. But, yeah, like, dude was like, he doesn't even care if he gets caught with the phone no more. He was exposing all that shit, like showing the people dying all on the bunks and shit. Showing big-ass tents and shit that they put out there on their yard so to throw dead people in and shit. It's bad, bro. I don't know if you saw the video. Like, did you see the full video? Hello?
Yeah.
Did you see the full video?
We're in that.
Did you see the full video?
I didn't see the whole video. I saw bits and pieces because I kept getting called, man. I wouldn't doubt that was the technology being used on me to interrupt what I was watching, man, because I kept getting calls from people that I didn't even speak to in a minute, man. So that's happened to me before. That's usually the mind control technology. But check this out. I'm definitely going to add that to the description box after this call.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask you in regards to that, because we already know what time it is with that stuff in regards to people smuggling in, COs especially, smuggling in, you know, cell phones and stuff like that, inmates and shit, and then paying them on the low, inmates or whatever, if they cool with them and shit. I know about that. You know about that. You know what I mean? We've been there, so we know what time it is with that sort of thing. What I'm saying is this, right? Like, how was it that cats were dying in there like that? You know what I mean? And shit hasn't leaked out to the media due to the fact that they got a cell phone. I'm assuming it can't be one of those bullshit flip phones that don't have internet access. Somebody got to have video on their phone or some sort of, you know, social media shit where they send stuff out and put stuff out. Then again, maybe they don't know how to do it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm asking because I'm trying to figure out how is it that shit got to Hassan? How did that get to him?
Because they sent it was one of Hassan's people. Supposedly it's one of his people that sent him a video.
Also, they did send him a video of that happening inside the prison.
Yeah, like about 1 minute after he starts talking, like he plays the video with the dude. He's playing the video with the dude in jail, exposing everything, showing everything. And the reason why I broke it down like that, as far as like the smuggling in of the phones, because a lot of people, you know, they don't know about that, and they might be like, oh yeah, they don't have cell phones in prison, like you're lying, that type of shit. So that's the reason why I put it out there like that.
Nah, I totally understand, bro. You already know I know what time it is. But yo, that's crazy, B. That shit, wow, man. See, this is how that shit works, man. People somehow get together. They have the technology to, you know what I'm saying, do what they can at the moment, and they do it. So it goes back to something with me, man, when I always started talking about, yo, that shit is evil, man. Technology is evil. Someone told me, no, it's not. Technology is neutral. It's who's behind the technology that's using it that makes the decision on whether it's going to be good or evil. He's right, you know what I'm saying? This was when I was a younger cat. I'm going back and thinking on that, bringing that up, say this. If we wouldn't have what we have right now in our hands as we're talking, these cell phones, these are like mini computers, man, that have video, audio recording features, social media platform, you know, all that shit, you know what I mean? Like at our fingertips, right? This core is being held down by a huge social media platform. It's live stream right now where people are listening in on this call. Wouldn't be able to do this shit that we do. Wasn't for the technology. So I already know, man, that for that phone to get in there and for that dude to do what he did, it was something that had to be done because there was no other way that shit was going to get put out there.
Oh, bro,
no other way people would even find out about this.
Bro, so, look, he had to do it, bro. Like, I wouldn't have gave a fuck either, bro. Like, if you know, like, if they had me the way dude was in the cell with like 6 motherfuckers with that shit, bro, and like 2 of them were just dying on the bunk, just breathing, heaving hella hard and shit, bro. Just dying and shit. And he said they're coming in and taking people out like every fucking day, dying and shit.
What?
Yeah, it's that bad. They put out a big, like the meat truck they got out there by the hospital, they put out a big fucking one of those tents, like a big ass tent, and they're just throwing dead bodies and leaving them there at the prison on the yard.
Whoa.
He showed all that shit on the camera.
I didn't get to see all that. Yo, did they name the exact jail? The exact prison, rather, not just prison.
You know, I wasn't really, I was just tripping off dude. Like, I wasn't.
I see what you doing. Would have been also, man. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look again and see what I could do, get the name of that prison, because wow, man, that shit right there, that's a hot potato, man. That's a hot potato, man. That right there needs to be definitely put out there on blast.
Hey,
man. Like
you might even contact Hassan and tell him like you wanna help him get those videos out, because like that's his main thing. Like he wanted that video to be shared. Like he wanted it to be out there.
All right, but let's see what I can do to reach out to the brother. I definitely don't mind helping and being a helping hand in that. And if we can all do that shit on some level, that's what we need to do. That's what's up. Wow, man, this shit, I'm still getting over this shit. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that. Like, yo. So as we're speaking, this shit was happening before, right? And no one knew nothing until this video emerged, right?
Yeah, as far as the prisons go, like they're talking about letting people out, but they're only letting people out, he said, that have disabilities and like petty theft and shit. Dude is supposed to go home within the year, and you know, all he has is a drug case. But you know, the warden, like if the warden gets rid of everybody, then they don't make money, so they're leaving them in there to make money.
Motherfuckers, man. how don't they know for sure whether the people they let out aren't infected? Or are they infected, or are a few of them infected and purposely being let out?
Well, definitely. That's definitely gonna. That's that's what they want. They want the numbers, bro.
Right. That's what I figured. Damn, this shit is diabolical, bro.
And you know when they turn that that 5G, it fucks with your immune system and shit, bro. And
wait, say that again. F5G? What's that?
The 5G.
Oh, 5G. Okay. Yeah, no doubt. Nappy was covering that earlier on the call, how he said that over there in Europe somewhere, they were not necessarily rioting, but they were burning shit down because they were burning 5G towers down, put it like that.
Yeah, that's here in the UK, about 30 miles from me. In Manchester, they were doing that. They were burning the towers down, setting fire to the base equipment. And in Northern Ireland, too, another city.
Yeah,
it's starting to wake up to this shit, man.
It's bad, man. I think that's why the virus is out the way it is. Like, that's why they're saying it's the virus to back up, to cover up for the 5G. Because when they implement that 5G, a lot of old people are going to be dying, I think. A lot of old people. And that's why they say that the virus is attacking. They try and say, like, nobody has to worry except older people. Once that 5G comes on there, the older people are definitely going to be, like, out of here, man.
And check this
The
out.
elderly are the ones that are really being affected by this, man. I definitely noticed that. Right.
Not only that, but if this 5G destroys your immune system, you need your immune system to fight viruses. So is it like a double whammy? Like they weaken you with the 5G, and then the virus kills you off if you survive the 5G type shit.
Yep, that makes sense too.
So, let me ask you something though, man. In regards to that, what y'all think, in regards to the 5G, man? Because Raw Truth 7, I'm assuming you're still on the call, man. Raw Truth 7 brought to my attention, this was on the last call too, I made sure to put the link in that updated link that I put on the last call that blew up. Raw Truth 7 said he was walking down the street and it was quarantine, there was hardly nobody outside and it was nighttime. So with the cover of night, there were construction crews out there, and they were digging up the ground. And he said they were putting stuff in the ground, and they were like shit that looked like was covered, with tarps and shit like that. He couldn't see and make out what it was, but it was like a big ass, huge hole in the ground, bro. And they were putting shit in it.
Bro, huge hole, bro. I would say 15 to 20 feet with like the whole street, the width of the street, and then about maybe 15, 20 feet, give or take, maybe 20 feet lengthwise of the street. And they had gates around it, and then they had like roadblocks, and it didn't look like normal construction workers. It looked like almost like private contractors. They're all dressed up, they had like suits on and shit. They all matched. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, dude. If you guys look up his name is the most hated blogger. It's all in one line, like no spaces. Most hated blogger. He was actually during their curfew. He actually took some footage of them putting up 5G towers and shit. You see? And they were doing it with the
uprising. He got some footage. I don't think it was called from an uprising. I think a call from an uprising got it from someone else online. And this brother was filming the news. And in Las Vegas, they were ripping out the freaking palm tree. And they were moving them up down south towards the entrance of where the tourist attraction of Las Vegas Strip is at. And then in place of those palm trees that they ripped out, they put 5G towers disguised as palm trees. I got the footage in there. I put it in the last call that we did. That's why I think that call is blowing up too, man, because people are looking at the updated links within it and just keep checking that shit out and saving it and sharing that particular video.
I mean, not only that, there's big operations here in the UK. They were cutting down all the trees in Sheffield, other cities, and I found out that the 5G, it doesn't like trees, like the trees blocks the signal or something like that.
Right.
So that makes sense why these motherfuckers are cutting down all the trees, moving the trees out so the signals can perforate through the buildings and shit. Apparently trees, something to do with the frequency 5G is on, it doesn't penetrate stuff very well. That's why they have to have so many transmitters. So something like a tree can block the signal.
But shit, if you can get enough trees and barricade your house with trees, buy a bunch of trees, make a tree fortress.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be an idea. I mean, yeah, man, it's like the frequency they use, apparently it's deadly, the frequency it's on, but it doesn't go through objects very well. That's why they're putting lots of little antennas that are more like Wi-Fi, because it's like Wi-Fi, you know how it doesn't have a long range. I guess it's on a similar frequency to that. So they need lots of smaller antennas to do, you know, what the 4G did do. But the 4G can, you know, it can go straight through things, whereas the 5G, apparently it struggles to go through thick objects like walls and stuff. But it's a lot more, but that means it's more dangerous, because if you think about it, that energy from the 5G, if it's not getting through something, the energy's got to go somewhere, so it's being absorbed by the object. And what happens in a microwave when the microwave is absorbed, heats up, right? Even if it's physically heating up.
Yo, hold on. They're messing with the call. Hold on. Jay.
Yeah.
They're messing with the call. Like, that energy, so, like, you walk past. Yo, Jay, do me a solid. Can you repeat again what you said? They're fucking with the call, man.
Yeah, I was just saying to you how the 5G energy, it doesn't walls or anything like that, or trees, right? It's absorbed by the material. But it's like, when you think about it, the material that the energy's going into, that energy's got to go somewhere, right? So if the energy's going into the material, it's going to heat that material up, isn't it? So, you know, like a microwave oven, how the energy goes into the food and it turns to heat. That 5G frequency is going to go into an object and heat it up. And even if it doesn't heat it up to be noticeable, on a molecular level, it's going to mess with your cells, you know, because it's going to be heating up your cells, because the energy is still going into the object. So, you know, that shit is definitely going to be more dangerous than the current frequencies they're using, because only some of that frequency goes into your body. If the 5G is easily absorbed, it's going to be absorbed by you, you know what I mean? So it's definitely going to be more damaging than the 4G and 3G and etc.
That all makes sense.
Yeah, I wish it didn't, because that shit's fucked up when you think about it, but it does make sense, because like, if it can't get through objects very well, it's either got two options: to be reflected or absorbed. And, you know, on a certain frequency, microwaves are absorbed, so it's absorbed into an object. Living in a crazy world, man.
That's shit, man.
What was that?
That's shit.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it makes you wonder if these motherfuckers infected the prisons, because, you know, we've seen documents where these motherfuckers experimented on prisoners with mind control technology. They're probably experimenting on the prisoners with this virus, you know what I mean? Seeing how fast it kills people and how fast it spreads and shit. It surprised me, man.
I would have done it. All the prisoners are dying. If you're going to say nothing about the CEOs dying, you know, the facility people.
Yeah, I bet those motherfuckers have either got out or they're wearing, you know, all the equipment and shit. Protective equipment. I mean, hazmat suits and shit.
Right after I saw me make that video, right after I saw that video, I started searching for like to see if any other prisoners were doing videos like that, but there was no prisoners. But they showed like the Italian, they showed the prisons in China, but this is fake news, so I don't know how really, you know. But they show China, and then they show like Italy. Like Italy is rioting and shit, trying to bust out the prisons and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a story in the UK too. Apparently they were going to let prisoners out, you know, low level. I wonder if they've got the same problems here, and they're not telling anyone.
Probably, I mean, shit. Yeah, that's what, you know, that he said that the dude that did the video, wherever he was, he said that, you know, if it wasn't for him doing that video, nobody would know.
We won't know till afterwards. If we ever get out of this lockdown, like, I'm not even 100% sure we will, you know what I mean? Not for a long time, I don't know. Showing no signs of...
Yo, pardon me, Jay. Yo, Nap, man. On the video that Hassan Campbell had received that you peeped and you sent me and shit, because I didn't get to see all of it. Does it show, like, you know, the date, timestamp and all that? Or you didn't get to check all that out yet?
Yeah, I was just paying attention to, like, dude was taking the camera everywhere and showing everybody. I wasn't even picking up that. But it probably is on there. No, actually, it probably isn't on there because it was a cell phone.
True. But even though on the cell phone, it won't show it in the screen, but if you were to upload it, it can show date stamp. I don't know if you knew that. It's like when you upload a video to your channel, anybody, it'll automatically have the date and time, the debit.
Yeah.
And
oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why I'm looking to see if there's a way where that video could be obtained. You know what I'm saying? Because if there's copies of that shit already, I assume homeboy did that shit purposely to try to spread that shit out there, then we get a copy of that shit, we could definitely continue blowing that shit up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm sure, you just have to reach out. Right. I'm sure, like, he would be happy to, get that video up and anymore if he has it.
I try to reach out to him, man. I mean, I remember when, it was a different situation, though, totally different situation. Remember when we, got that footage off, Gully, and then we try to reach out to him, he never reached out, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully, I don't think it'll be like that. I don't think it'll be like that, because, you know, in this scenario, he's the one that's asking for people to help him, right, spread that shit. So if he's asking for people to spread awareness about that video, then they'll, you know, be able to contact us or whatever.
That video on YouTube?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's on YouTube per se, that particular video, but I know from what Hassan Campbell's video, he was depicting that shit that Nappy sent me. It seems like he's the one that has that shit. I mean?
Yeah. Because it's on his video. I don't even think dude knew how to reach out to anybody because he was, you know, he for somebody to do something, to reach out to CBS, to reach out to like news channel. That's just it. Like dude, you could tell like dude didn't be there. No, I was just saying you could tell the guy didn't want to be there. You know, I don't think he knew how to reach out to anybody at the time because he was, you know, waiting for everybody to, you know, share the video, get it to Facebook, get it to you, and telling to get it everywhere.
Yo, Nappy, they're fucking with your voice, bro. It's going in and out. So now they're doing it to you and shit. You know what I mean? Like what they were doing to me and Nate before, now they're doing it to you. Just to let you know. That's why Nate was asking you, you know, to say what you said again, or he didn't hear what you said clearly, because your voice is going in and out. Just to let you know.
Yeah, I was trying to tell him.
They ain't fucking with our voice over here, or they ain't fucking with Nate's voice over there. They're fucking with your voice, bro. You know how it goes with these fools.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, he was just, the dude was pleading for, you know, somebody to get it out there to be recognized and shit. Like, I don't think he knew how to get it to anybody but us.
Okay. That makes sense.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah, if you can, definitely put the link to that video in the description.
Well, most definitely.
Most definitely.
What?
Roger 7, I know you on the call, man. I want to address anything that you want to add on to the call tonight, man. You've been pretty much in the cut, man, and want to make sure you get in what you want to say as far as the situation.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Like for the last few days, just traffic and people coming in and out and walking by, you know, very pattern-like, you know. I'm like, damn, dude, why would they get in a place, you know what I'm saying? And then we got like the dude across the hall from me, you know, that's very weird, you know, when we leave, he leaves, or when we coming back, he leaves, and we got the upstairs neighbor. He's always been like this, though. Sound like he's dropping a bowling ball and fucking rolling it all across the floor, like, and it's like night and day, it just don't fucking stop. It's like, shit, I wake up a few times in the middle of the night, you know, it's like, shit, man. Like, that's what's been going on with the targeting. It's like, man, these motherfuckers just don't stop, man, you know? It's like no one taught them as a kid, you know, manners or anything. It's just like, they've always just been this way or some shit. I don't fucking know. It gets old, you know? And I know, especially now, since they got all the social distancing shit going on, like, when we go in the grocery store, there's only so many people allowed in the grocery store. But when I'm sitting in the aisle, someone has to like swoop by me, and like there's so much room for them to get by. They don't say excuse me, or they stand in my fucking way, you know. Like it gets annoying, you know. Like it's not really overbearing. It's just like fuck, man, you know. There's a pandemic going on, and it's like motherfuckers just playing with you, you know. Still, you know, they don't stop. Like, I think it's fun. It's cool to do. You know? It's like, they just don't care about anybody. Yeah, and also, I think I sent you a video on your email. Check your email. The video where they're briefing it on how they caught some of the dudes that are spreading biochemical weapons out of Harvard University, you know, and it's patent too, has a number and everything, and they think it's the link to the coronavirus. So check that out when you get a chance. And other than that, man, it's just, I mean, you know, there's more stuff I'll tell you, but like it can't be on this call right now. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, you know, just for safekeeping, you know.
Check this out. The video you talking about, I already updated on the last call that blew up.
Okay, good.
It's within the link. All the links. I shot it. Everyone out that contributed that call.
Cool.
Make sure I had what you need on there. That video. I've seen it. That shit, yo, man, there's a lot going on, you know what I'm saying? And it seems more like they're doing a whole bunch of, like, theater, bro. That's what it seems like to me. It seems like, like they doing a distraction over here, distraction over there, distraction over here. The left hand's not seeing what the right hand's doing. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like that's what they're doing. But I don't know what's wrong. But, yeah, but we got to analyze that shit. That's why we got to put our heads together. That was really catchy, though.
Yeah, and I mean, I should have filmed when the construction workers are going through. I just wasn't even thinking about it. Like, could have been like the technology or whatever. Because usually I would just, you know, pick something up like that right away. You know what I mean? But like, there's also another one, a new video I put in all the homeless people at the Civic Center and the Convention Center right now. You know what I mean? A lot of them. Just choose to be there, but it's not smart because it's just a small quarantine building. I don't know if they're taking sanitation procedures, but people just signing up and going in there, you know what I mean? It's just, I wouldn't want to be in there, and they don't even have masks on and shit, you know? They're rounding it up. They have a little building where they just watch everybody, you know? I notice a lot more now since there's a ghost town. There ain't no tourists here anymore, or you know, or any, like, people going to the restaurants or bars or having fun. You could pen out all the gang stalkers more. They got them all sitting on street corners, or they have a little marker, you know, and, you know, people especially, like, there'll be no cars ever, and you're not even on a main avenue or anything, you know, and all of a sudden there's an influx of green, white, or red and white, blue, 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 black, 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 you know, like, what the fuck, you know, white, you know, mobbing through with cars, just turning. They all do the same turns. Some of them will go straight. Most of them will follow each other. It's insane. Like, you can actually see it more. From my perspective out here, living in downtown San Diego, man, it's kind of wild, you know. I notice any time now that when I'm in a cell phone in public, people want to, like, get real close. Like, they still keep their distance, but they want to know what I'm talking about. It's crazy, shoot. You know? That's pretty much it, though. I mean, the targeting is definitely not going to stop. They're going to keep doing it because, you know, there's people unemployed right now. And, I mean, I don't even know if I don't even know where the handlers are even getting their money, dude. This is crazy, like, you know? I mean, crazy, like. And I've seen the same dude that I always see at the trolley station and I'd see them in downtown, like, miraculously, how do I meet up at that exact same point on the corner, you know what I mean? You know, it's crazy, you know.
Speaking of running into people, I just realized, man, recently
Nappy, tape recorder mouth popped up on a West Bubblefuck, man. One of your videos.
Oh, that guy.
Put tape recorder.
Yeah, whenever somebody brings his name up on the live, he pops up.
That shit. That is true, man. What the fuck, yo? It just make me waiting for it to summon his ass or some shit, right? Like to make it seem more, I don't know, paranormal or some bullshit like that. Like they think we'll fall for some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely psychological, man. That shit is to try to fuck with my head too.
Yeah. Hey, heads up, guys, too. If you want something that takes your anxiety away and builds your immune system, get this stuff called Haritaki, man. Like, keep yourself, you know, your immune system vitamined up, you know. Get your potassium, too. And elderberry. There's this thing called elderberry, you know. Everyone's been taking that, and it boosts your immune system and make you feel alive. Like, and Haritaki too. I feel confident in right now. You know what I mean? Like, and it stimulates my brain a little bit more, and I feel like alive. Like, can't explain it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
about that before, man. Haritaki spelled Heritaki.
I believe so. Yeah, you can Google it and it'll spell check it for you. You know, and you can get it cheap.
What is it?
You know, but it will work.
Quick synopsis of what it is.
It's an old, I believe. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I've got told about this a long time ago, like a while ago. You know, well, not a long time ago, maybe like 5 months ago. A coworker introduced me to it, and I was like, wow, this is helping with my anxiety and she's like, yeah, it's good for your liver and your immune system, because your liver delivers enzymes to your body to filter stuff, you know what I'm saying? And that's what helps with your immune system. Anything like you know, pertains to filtering stuff and putting enzymes to your stomach, your intestinal tract, it helps you you know, keep it clean, you know, and all the bad bacteria out, you know. I'm not 100%. I'll do more research on it, but I mean, your boy too told me about it. What's his name? I forgot his name. Gang stalking simulation. He mentions it in his videos, and I watched that video. Like, there was a video I watched like 4 or 5 months ago, and he was mentioning it. So I was already hooked. I was like, I'm in. So he's taking. I'm gonna start taking it. You know. So I've been taking it ever since. You know, on and off. You can take it twice a day, and you know, it makes you feel confident, so you can deal with these people. Like, you feel focused too. You know. That's the best synopsis.
Off the record, we were talking privately. I appreciate you sharing that publicly, though, now. And then we can add this also as a link within the description box.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Everybody. Not just TIs, but everybody. I mean, especially us, because we're going through it. But I'm saying, you know, anyone else that wants to, like, learn about this, it might help them out, even though they're non-TIs.
Mm-hmm.
Listening in. Appreciate you for that, man. Bro.
Yeah, because it'll help against this 4G and 5G radiation. There's cell phone stuff going on, any radiation. Also, I found out, so here in San Diego, I guess there's like, Jonathan, how many cases are there? Like 500? Like 400 cases or something like that? 500 cases of people with corona. And 3 died so far from the last time I checked. And check this out. So, one of my old friends, he has a friend that works in the hospital. You know, I know him, but like, I heard from him that because he's a respiratory, you know, X-ray technician for respiratory, and he's checking the, you know, like, people out, and everyone's just normal. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who think they have it, you know, and they're getting tested and go to the emergency room, they're like, they don't have it though. It's just pneumonia going around, like just a common cold, or not common cold, but like started as a flu and they got cold, but it's not the COVID-19, you know. Yeah, so it's a trip when I found out something about that, you know. The hospitals aren't as filled, but people were getting sick, but they're getting tested, but they had to do this test, or like they stick something in your nose or something like that. And anyways, like no one's showing up with the virus, but it's just that cold or flu or whatever that was going around that was 2 months ago. You know what I mean? And this is like more than a month ago. I would say though, you know, not all this stuff was going on. No one's picking it up here. It's weird. I heard in New York, that shit's going off the hook. And there's a video I found on YouTube. I'm gonna go find it again. This journalist, he's going to all the hospitals, and he's all, do we know any people who have the COVID-19? And there's like no one that's having it, you know, only very few, but people are getting sick. I don't know if it's from the 5G. They didn't mention that in the video, but he's filming it, and the people are like, we can have you arrested, you know, this is private property. He's like, no, I can film from here. And like, people are harassing him, saying, you need to stop filming, disrespectful to the patients. And he's like saying, where are the patients at that have this shit? You know what I'm saying? He's like, he believes it's real, but like, they're getting it mistaken for like pneumonia, upper respiratory infection, you know? And what was there? There was also, this upper respiratory infection, or something I was going to add on it. And maybe, I don't know if they're hitting me with the technology right now, but I'm kind of feeling blank a little bit right now.
Definitely hit us with some sort of frequency of dissolution of memory. Yeah, my phone has been going off the hook. It glitches, you know, and my buddy, my roommate, his phone's been doing the same thing. It's everybody's phone out here too, because we live in the military. You know, they're gonna hear the call anyway. So, but I'm saying though, like a phone will glitch. You know how like when you turn it off, it goes, and it doesn't make a sound, but it makes that flash it does where it goes back to the screen. You know what I'm saying? It does that. You know, and mine's been doing that for 2 weeks. His has been doing that for about a month. We stay away from people. We don't even talk to people. Like, it's insane, dude. Like, you know, we got military people who are dressed in civilian clothes, walking around. You know what I mean? Acting like normal people, seeing what the hell we're doing. It's like, it's like I'm not so much bothered by it, but it's just like the simple fact that why would they go to extremes to know what the hell we're doing? It's stupid. It's like it's violating our rights, you know? Sure is. But what I believe is what we had spoken about before, man. They're trying to make sure that there's no sort of ripple effect, the backlash, what they are trying to make happen for these decades. Because the ripple effect is a threat to them. We are part of that ripple effect that can come and bite them in the ass later on. We want to make sure they know where we are, who we're talking to, what we're up to, what our plans are. That's why they do what they do, in my opinion. Whole hacking of our devices, getting into phone calls and all that shit, man. And fucking with calls, you know, trying to sabotage them and all types of shit, man. Because they know that if it's a matter of time before people like us start putting together, piecing things together in a rational fashion, connecting facts, comparing notes, not having any fear about putting that shit out there, using the technology to put it out on social media and make that shit as a spreading awareness type of thing where people will have no choice but to look at what's happening. So they worry. That ripple effect is real.
And that's the thing, you know, I don't think it's so much the government is scared, it's its special interests that are scared. Because, all the special interests were all the corporations, the elite corporations. So check this out. They're all asking out for bailouts right now. And, you know, and the government ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to fucking keep their head underwater. They want to figure out what's causing this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take one good person that's in our government, and I believe there is people that they're waiting their moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're gonna expose this shit. You know, they ain't gonna get their bailouts, and if they do, goddamn, that's 2 bailouts within, you know, the economic recession. They need to be bailing us out. You know what I mean? Like, we're the ones that should be getting an extra few $1,000s of checks a month because of all of the money they stole from us from the economic crash. Why back them up? You know, yeah, we buy their food and all that, but they have so much money. They can close down other branches of their stores and all that and save money. Because they're making, you know, millions of dollars. So what's the point of keep expanding just for themselves? Sickening, you know? They're going to realize, you know, because, I mean, if they go bankrupt, there's going to be a bigger company that buys them out, and they're scared of that. There's elites that are above them. I mean, always someone bigger.
Right. Yo, I'm going to take the time now to drop this on the record, man, because you have brought up the fact about New York City having that shit off the shit arts, man, the fucking coronavirus. And I have 2, you know, interesting stories. Unfortunately, one of them, well, actually, both of them are my family members. One being my aunt, same aunt that I had mentioned on a prior call before, that had a odd strain of cancer, which was leukemia of the blood. You know what I'm saying? No one else in our family, at least from the side of my mother's side, within that root of the tree, ever caught any sort of cancer like that. She's the first. To mention also the fact that there's an ex-military veteran that lived above her for decades. This is my opinion that I'm stating here. I feel that this person has been hitting her with directed energy weapons and voiced a skull at one point. And, you know, she was targeting, and she was telling me about it while I was asleep, meaning when I wasn't aware of any of this shit. And now when I'm awoken to all this and I'm looking back, I realized that they've been targeting my family for a long time. And that just happens to be my aunt's angle, my aunt's part of it in regards to where she's been living at for many years in the Bronx. Like I said, I believe this person's been hitting her with directed energy weapons, probably causing these ailments medically on her. Now, in regards to her, the last time that I had mentioned this on the call, she had a fall on the stairwell going downstairs on her way out the building. And she fell, hurt herself, you know, cracked her back of her head. She needed some stitches. She got the stitches done. And then they admitted her at the hospital. Come to find out later on, while they had her in the hospital, they realized she had a pneumonia, a walking pneumonia, which could be deadly. Now this is, mind you, this is prior to all this COVID-19 shit and the virus and all this pandemic shit that's out now. So, come to find out, you know, not too long ago, my mom was talking to her. She told her that she felt kind of under the weather. Her stomach was bothering her, things of that nature. This was the night before. The very next day, my mom calls. They tell her they had to take her to the hospital. They took her away. The paramedics took her away. I said, what do you mean the paramedics took her away? She's sick. What happened? You don't know. She got dizzy, and she felt sick, and all this and that. Then paramedics came and they took her. So when they took her, they did some tests, what have you. Tests came back positive for COVID-19. That same aunt that I was mentioning before that had that happen happens to have the COVID-19 positive for it. She tested positive for it, right? At this point, the latest that we've heard was that she's stable. So that's good news, that aspect. Then we heard that her blood pressure went low. And that's, you know, not good, obviously, either. But we don't know at this point what's going on because her son, my youngest cousin, is still waiting to hear back from the doctors because no one can go, as you guys know, and visit any family that has that particular COVID-19 virus. You're barred from there pretty much. You can't because it's quarantined, obviously. So all they're waiting, they can do is wait for information at home. The doctors will call you when they have the time and opportunity to let you know the latest. That's the way it has been. Mind you, that's their mother. The next person I'm going to bring up happens to be one of my father's former childhood best friends. And I mean, these two were like inseparable when they were younger, back in the 1930s in the Dominican Republic. This man came here with his wife, and he lived maybe about 4 miles from me, okay? And with his wife. And he went to my uncle. I don't know if you guys remember that uncle I mentioned who I had banned from here for the whole targeting thing when my father was in his deathbed. And he caught cancer, the column of his spine that spread to his brain. And they were giving him radiation treatments, which I fucking don't understand. And I'll say it again and put it on the record again. How the fuck are you going to turn off a fire with fire? Or try to eradicate something with something that causes cancer? Fucking idiots. Anyway, my uncle ended up passing away, and he had a wake service. My father's former best friend showed up with his wife to that wake, and from what I understand, they told me that he looked very healthy. He looked very good for his age and everything else. This was a month ago. Fast forward, one of my female cousins, who I also banned from my home because she was targeting me and doing funny shit, happened to tell my moms on a conversation on the phone that he had spoken to this man, my father's former best friend, about a week before. And he was telling her that he was worried because he had a really bad cough that didn't seem to want to go away. And then he said, but he's happy because it cleared up and he feels a lot better now. Come to find out the next day or so, this female cousin of mine finds out or hears somewhere, I don't know if it was on the internet, through the grapevine, Facebook, I don't know how, that apparently this man passed away. He didn't believe it. Picked up a phone, called his house. His wife picks up crying and confirming that this man passed away next to her. Now, mind you, this man had diabetes. So it could have been diabetic shock that he went into. That's a possibility, because we automatically think, oh, it was the COVID-19. But we have to be rational and think, okay, it could have been the diabetes that also was triggered. But being that they weaponize everything, I wouldn't be surprised that they can also trigger him into a diabetic shock, even though he's not eating anything sugary or even though he's not feeling anxious. I don't know if you know this, but there's such a thing called emotional diabetes, where if you get really angry or really upset, your fucking blood sugar shoots up to the roof, and you could also go into diabetic shock. So he was sleepy. That is the time where you're the most calm and relaxed. That's theta. That's the theta, meaning the theta wave, where you're like in cloud 9, the most calm, right? So I wouldn't be surprised that he may have had the virus in him, her probably nearby, or somebody doing the fucking weaponry, hit him with the frequency while he was sleeping, triggered the diabetic, they did a broadcast of some sort while he was sleeping, and it triggered a diabetic shock in him, and he died in his sleep. Woke up, his wife woke up next to him, he didn't wake up, he realized he wasn't breathing. Next thing you know, she was crying, stuff like that, of course. They called the hospital people, the ambulance, paramedics showed up. They took her out of there. They took everybody out the building out of there. That's the thing that's like, they're taking that shit serious, because it's like, wait, how did this man pass away like that? This guy looks crazy healthy, and he looked like he was all right. But mind you, had said a week prior that he was worried because he had a cough that seemed like didn't want to go away. So what if he did have that virus in him, and they put it on pause or something, or they re-triggered it somehow, and then he went into diabetic shock? Because people that are predisposed to having any type of medical ailments, for example, heart disease, diabetes, high tension, high blood pressure, any of those symptoms that you may suffer from, these motherfuckers, if they know that medical history, they'll weaponize that information against you with the EMF weapon. So with all that being said, I just wanted to put that on the record and stamp it. You know what I mean? Put a stamp on it so people could know the leaders. And you know, people like us, squad, are being affected by this. It's not a hoax, it's not a game. Now, of course, there's going to be things that are blown out of proportion. Things are going to be used to get people more scared than others, and get people to think one way and keep thinking on that note and be like, oh shit, man, everybody's passing away. Oh my God, this is going to kill everybody. It's not about fear mongering on people. It's about putting facts out. Just to let people know, yeah, shit is real. You know what I mean? But we're getting the facts together. We're trying to put everything out there to spread awareness on. Let people know that these technologies exist. Weaponize this shit against people. This whole 5G shit we were talking about earlier, all this shit correlates, man. All of that. Pardon me, y'all. I just wanted to make sure I got that out there. I hope my voice didn't go in and out. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo.
I'm here. It came out. I heard it.
Okay, great.
As well said too, man. That's, I know, man. There's a lot of fishy stuff going on. You know, and we're getting to the bottom of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's out there, and then okay. This is what I was gonna say earlier. Remember when I said I forgot? Remember when Nigel put me up on that video about where the was it the CIA or NA or DHS guy? He's saying how they can in the future tamper with your medical records. You know what I mean? You go to the hospital, and let's say you're a TI or someone, you know, just a whistleblower or whatever, you know, and you got a cough. And then they say, oh, you got the COVID-19 when you don't. They just altered your records. Now they marked you, you know? And it's hard to get a job anywhere else. Where are you going to go? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really believe they're messing with our records, too, man. I mean, the shit is fucking real. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying it's not. But what I'm saying is they need numbers. They need to say, hey, this outbreak, there's 100,000 some odd. There's almost 1 million people who have it. And over how many people died from it, I don't know, but a lot of people dying from it. They need numbers. That's what they're counting on. You know what I mean?
Hey, bro. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead,
man.
Not only on the coronavirus, but do you notice how they're telling everybody to stay at home and not go to work? And then they're also throwing up unemployment numbers too. So it's almost like they're trying to create a situation to write in the history books.
Yep. Well said. I agree. I was saying that to my buddy. You know, like all they're doing is creating numbers and cause. I mean, I really don't think it's going to go to riot and looting and all that kind of stuff because, you know, people don't want to fuck with the National Guard or, you know, any military or any cops get shot. You know, that's why they're doing that, staying home. I kind of agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to for right now until more information comes up. You know what I mean? Like, and once there's more information, like, well, we can fight this by letting it just drown out in the summer because it dies out in heat, whatever it might be. And then, you know, people are just going to, you know, we'll go for the information from there, you know. There's going to be more information that comes up, you know. And the stuff that's on this call is like, that you guys been saying tonight, it's been like leading up to things I've been thinking of, and I've been hearing new stuff too. So, I mean, you know, I agree with everything that's going on this call right now. control too, you know, and they're getting stuff done, you know, with the 5G stuff that they're putting in the ground and all this stuff. And, you know, what's going to come after this too, I mean, especially if you're living in more of a democratic state, they're going to implement more taxes and more government control to keep people, quote unquote, safe. You know, we're going to be paying more. But how can you pay more taxes if no one can go back to work? You know, no one has jobs. A bunch of businesses are shutting down. There's a bunch of businesses, I'm walking down the street, it already says, you know, for lease. You know what I mean? It's already out. I mean, and there's not going to be a lot of people going back to their original jobs, you know? I mean, even the banks right now and the pharmacies, they're like less than half of the staff.
Yes, sir.
They're using fear.
You know, they say this shit could go on for like a year. If you think about it, right? If it goes on for a year or longer, anybody who has little kids, you know, they're already being conditioned for social distancing and shit.
Exactly. You know?
That's a very solid point you made right there, Nap.
And
like a new world, you know?
Basically, and you know, pretty soon, in their head, it's going to be nasty to have human contact because of germs and shit. Like, they're not going to want to be around each other because of germs.
Yeah.
That's what they're being told right now.
Yeah. Check it out. Like Demolition Man, remember there in the future? You know, Sylvester Stallone, he was the brutal guy that fought justice and everything. And then when in the future, everyone was already bending to the crown, you know what I mean? They didn't even touch each other or nothing. They didn't, when they went to greet each other, they said salutations, and like they were already brainwashed. Like you said, though, they're already naturally conditioning us to be this way, the social distancing, so no one gets close, no one gets to know each other. You know what I mean? We just turn into this whole thing of like a robot, you know, pretty much on an assembly line, putting shit together.
Physical sex is going to be like barbaric to the new generation and shit. Like physical sex, that's going to be nasty and disgusting, and you know, just to hold hands. Like you're not even going to want to hold hands and shit.
Mhm. And you know what's crazy? It's already like that in Japan. You know.
Yeah. And a couple other places too.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's not so much they trip off each other. It's just like you can't show public affection in public.
Right. Kind of like how it was in the 50s. In the olden days, they didn't really do that. I mean, you know, very few, but you know, like it was more of just more private. You know.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The government is private, yet they want to know everything about us, and that's what it came to. You know,
And when you think about it, bro, it's like all this shit is linking together. Like as far as like you know, they say the currency would be like social credit to where like I don't know, like I think you sell on people. I don't know how that works, the social credit thing, but if you think about it, we got all these motherfuckers gangs talking at this shit, and just like the kids growing up with the social distancing, people are getting, you know, trained into fucking snitching on their neighbor and shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, they already got that shit rocking and rolling from China, bro. That's something that they copied off of China. China got that shit out there where people could snitch on their neighbors if they're not following the rules. If they're walking down the street and they don't wait for that shit when it's blinking, don't walk, and they actually walk and shit, it records it and then it puts like a demerit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm dead ass, B. That's how they're trying to make that shit over here. That's what I think Nappy's trying to connect. I was connecting that shit with that. They're trying to create some sort of dystopian society out of it.
Exactly. That's what it's like they're getting people into the fucking groove of things right now. They're training them.
Mhm. Yep. It is. They're conditioning all of us, man. And I mean, it's gonna get to even a point where you can't even like point. I believe that public restrooms are gonna be outlawed. You know what I mean?
bad, bro.
Yeah. How is it in the Bay right now, man? Because I have family out there, and her family's in lockdown. They can't like leave. Like, I mean, people are tripping when you're in the stores. You know what I'm saying? Or even outside. Like, they got that. I don't know if they got my dog hacking and shit. And they're using the technology.
I think so. She always does that shit. Like when I get to certain places, she starts acting up like that.
Yo, I hear on the call like they're listening in. Like I can hear them like in the background. Can you guys hear it? It sounded like another guy, like not of our group, talking. And
Nah, I hear it.
Like I heard it, like it was kind of mumbly, but like I heard it.
I believe you though, because these motherfuckers been playing a lot of games. If you were to hear the time from the beginning when we created this call here, this is the third call right here, man.
Yeah. And it was when I called in. It's off of my phone, bro. I'm telling you. And I was looking downstairs when it happened because I'm looking through my window right now, and there would always be someone at this liquor store or on the corner over here, you know what I mean? Or there's this parking lot that's off to the right if I'm looking out the window, you know? I mean, and groups huddling together, and then I shut the phone off, and then when
Yo, hold on, Ro. They're messing with the call, with your voice, man. Hold on a second. All right. Go ahead, bro. Say something. I want to make sure that you can come out.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, they are. It's going in and out. It's probably your end, man.
We got to stop right. Nobody was out. Like, trying to explain it. Like, for like a few seconds. Look.
Yo, Nappy. Oh, okay. Nappy's still with us.
Okay.
I can hear Nappy
yeah,
clearly.
They keep going, walking back and forth.
Okay, now I can hear your voice clear, bro.
Okay. Yeah, they're walking back and forth, keep putting their cell phones back in their pocket, and they're looking up at my window.
Well, there you go.
You know, there goes. I'm sick of this shit. I mean, I pay rent here, and I fucking can't even, like, enjoy, like, you know, just peace. You know, I got the neighbor upstairs, and, you know, got these people walking back and forth, and then the gang stalkers, like, they're on the street, too, past, you know, it's fucking nuts, man. stressful, and it's like they get off on it. You know what I mean? They're numb to it.
Yeah.
Instead of compassion, it's brute force. You know, psychological brute force.
Right. Well, one thing that's definitely a positive thing within that silver lining, within that black cloud, the fact that you're not on the streets, because it could be worse.
Bro, I was scared.
I mean, so that's something to be grateful for. I
Yeah.
realize what you're saying. I'm not trying to make light of the situation.
Right.
You're absolutely right. You're paying rent there. You shouldn't have to be going through none of that shit. But you already know what time it is, man. You know that they do. And it is what it is, man. I just looking at it from the standpoint like, yo, you're off the streets. You were going through a lot worse when you were out there. You know that.
Mm-hmm. You know, all of a sudden now I can get into a place, you know. I've applied over here before too, and I couldn't even get in, you know, like, come on, man.
Right.
So I just, this shit's just nuts, bro, man. And you know what's crazy though? Check this out. So, you know how people are like not being able to pay rent or whatever? Like San Diego is letting people, you know what I'm saying, like they're letting them, you know, have them like a month free and they go from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because no one's going to work, you know? And all these companies, they have a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And they're not even tripping. They're just letting people, because they got it. They want faithful tenants, you know what I mean? They don't want to just put anybody in there. So a lot of these companies, a lot of these places are letting people skip out on rent for this month, you know? Out here they're doing it, but they're doing it like that, but they're, you know, they're letting you slide a month, but they're, you know, you'll have double payments, so after the next month you'll have something built up. Really? Yeah. Man, no one was prepared for all this shit. I mean, shit, you have
Yo, they just dropped Nappy off the call. Hold on.
Yeah. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Ah, man, these motherfuckers, man, they keep bouncing me off. They're using scramblers too and cell phone jammers. You hear that? So, and they're beeping to everything I say now too. I just came out. You know what I'm saying? I already have a car waiting on me. Yeah, these motherfuckers are something else. That's where it is. It's on people's buildings. There's like, they're flickering the lights and everything and cheering. Like, I'm trying to hear what they're saying, though.
Speaking of cheering, over here in New York City, my neck of the woods, where I'm
at and shit, on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, they've been doing that shit crazy, man. People yelling, screaming, rattling, fucking, paddling dishes, plates, and fucking pans and pots and pans, hitting them with big spoons, yelling, air horns, and all that shit, bro.
Yeah.
To celebrate the fact that doctors and frontline, I guess you could call the nurses, doctors, home attendants, people in the medical field.
Yeah.
Reporting them every day, 7 p.m. on the dot. They do 7 p.m. to 7:05 p.m. straight without stopping. And I recorded one of them shits, and I said to myself, ain't that something, man? How they'll get together to do this, right? And these are the same people that are yelling and saying, yeah, you know, thank you. People on the fucking front line, you know, doing all this shit, right? But these are the same motherfuckers that gang stalk me, man, in the neighborhood. These are the same motherfuckers that partake in this program by targeting me and other TIs. You know what I'm saying?
That's wild, bro.
And they'll get together to do that shit. And what about before the COVID-19? Didn't you appreciate them before? It's like 9/11, man. People were all nice to each other for a while, and eventually that shit all stopped. You know what I mean? So it's like when a fucking tragedy hits or a crisis hits, these motherfuckers are like clockwork. The zombies that they are, manipulated crazy, bro, to do all these things. And I wouldn't be surprised that in the midst of all that shit, they got these people that are undercover, you know what I'm saying, like from the CIA, that are embedded in our neighborhoods, man, and they're dressed as civilian, and they fucking have a personality that is influential, and they get into these little block associations and the neighborhood watches and shit like that, and they get all these people riled up. They train them and all that shit. And then, you know, they do this stuff. Like, okay, let's all yell and scream and use your air horns. If you got a car and you outside, honk your horn until 7:05 p.m., you know what I mean? And we're going to show a sign of solidarity. What happened with the sign of solidarity before all this happened?
Yeah.
You motherfuckers out there gang stalking and shit, doing this shit to me over here and to other TIs, you know what I'm saying, spread throughout the city and in other states and across the world, are the same motherfuckers that are doing this shit, gang stalking people, hitting people with microwave frequencies and shit, killing them slowly, and doing all types of other fucking shit for money. You know what I'm saying?
They did it at 8 o'clock on the
to fucking act like, oh, we got to show some solidarity and appreciate our fucking frontline doctors and nurses and all that shit. Not to say that I'm hating on that per se. I'm saying, ain't that a bitch? How it's when these things happen and jump off that these people do this shit. What about before that? It's like when September 11th hit. What about September 10th, September 9th, when the $1 trillion were being fucking looked for and people were about to go to jail and get investigated, and then this whole fucking distraction came out of West Bubblefuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were talking about that too, where they heisted a bunch of money, and they borrowed a bunch of money going at private investors overseas, dude. That's crazy. Or what about all that money that was borrowed from China?
Right.
That's wild, man. Damn, the moment I come out, everyone else comes out. Fuck, dude. Sick of this shit. this time of night too. This is crazy, bro.
Yo, Nap, what's it looking like over there, man? Nap. I see him on the display, but I don't hear him.
Maybe to the break? Or
nah. He's probably trying to talk and we can't hear him.
Yeah. When I first went out there, there was a silver car just chilling right there, dude. And then it turned on its brake lights right when I got out there, you know, let me know, you know. We should, yeah, bro, it's like, we all have to, I don't understand why this country always has to be in a fucking war, you know, even with its own citizens.
Yo, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna shut the call down because I gotta get up and work, man. So I need my son, man. It's going on 2-hour call.
For sure.
Yeah, man. I gotta wrap this up, man. It was a decent call. I appreciate everybody that contributed and put their input on this. Night of Thunder, Nappy Head Roots, Raw Truth 7. Definitely appreciate you guys, members of the squad officially, you know what I mean, for that. And we're going to come back with another one next weekend for sure. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many times these dickheads try to stop us from doing what we do, we're going to continuously come back even harder. And to maintain what we're doing, we're going to continue spreading awareness by letting people know exactly what the fuck is going on, with the awareness that we've been doing it with our signature ways of going about doing it. So, with all that being said, I'd like to say thank you again for being on the call, y'all, and it was a good one. It was a decent call, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Raw Truth 7, man. Thank you for everything. Have a good night, man. Try to take it easy. And we'll come back again next week with another one, y'all. This is RTTI in New York City. I don't know.
What's next? Generation X gotta prep. Only for those that can see it. The iPhone is an anagram for the phoenix. I'm a woodwind instrument repairman, dashing, handsome and daring, a Tuskegee airman. Reduce my ground speed to get it underground what they need. If they don't know what to believe, then I don't know what to tell them. Bliss ignorance is a weapon. Illusions in the middle of the desert. Or in a sanctuary city, I stay corrected. It's all connected. Take a alter exit, move on to the next shit. You're grown, can't talk late night on the phone cause you don't live alone. One-on-one with Angela Yee, bacon, eggs, and cheese, lower torso, legs, and feet. Hip hop's first Elon Musk, iron lungs with guts. Take it back to the rewind button.
Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing this. Get a people song, only them can sing.
They say the devil's time is short, so what's bored? We still ain't free. They still lying on radio and TV. The centuries turn into minutes. Humanity's finished. Forced organ hoggers, what's for dinner?
Butcher the meat, chop up the pig, dig out the rib cage, Blue Mountain Ridge, fire burn hot, I tell another pot, woman head wrap up, rock round in a front, but budget. What among maroon sing song? Hold on, you there, foreign in a Babylon belly man. Then you know no fire shot fling stone. All time the dead are suffering, I'm a sword. Bad man, down a van, tear off job, drive down a van. Every blood clot thing I get chopped. This tiger bone tonic, son, drink that. Which girl want panty for the pussy, bring that.
Get up, people, song, only them can sing this. Get up, people, song, only them can sing this. Get up, people, song, only them can sing this. Get up, people, song, only them can sing this. Get up, people, song, only them can sing this. Get up, people, song, only them can sing this.
You a fake nigga, 762 chase nigga, straight killers. Don't make me have your yellow tape, nigga.
Met a Fortnite, nano mic, volcano, cancel your flight. Ash in the air, clash of the titans, man-made. Throwing fertilizer in the fan blades. DNA de-energized by high gamma waves. Slaves, close to old age, told to behave. The youth strayed so far from the way they were raised. More locks, more keys, more prisons, more thieves. If pedophilia is a crime, then why they go free? I rarely generalize, but who goes to parties that consume drugs wrapped in cheese bride? Inquiring minds don't give a fuck what you know. They just wanna see them deposit slips, yo. Relocate, move in with grandpa. Meanwhile, grandma goes to live with Prince Bandar. Domingo, my nigga, Thanos the rhythm trigger. Percussion ping picture for the everyday listener. Hip hop robotics with upgraded optics. My war drum mounted on the wall where I found it. Mad dogmatics, mathematics. Please read the passage. Binoculars reach your lips from the rafters. Thanos cook mean on that drum machine. Take it back to the 20,000 man street team. Baby boomers from the future wearing some faded ass boomers with an old school gold plated Ruger. How many times did they shoot you? What the fuck kind of question is that? Who's the interview? Hydrogen powered, limited edition, Eddie Bauer, gold color clouds, spark electricity showers. When I beam down the rap, I yellow take that. My man, my mellow won't even say that. I'll lift up my praise and make the rain fall sideways. Resurrect hip hop from the grave. The third eye brigade, blockchain balls on the cage. Call out the pressure on the cage. Distraction in half hour. Put some man trousers on over them skinny jeans. We need manpower. Step into my office. Excuse the faint smell of nail polish. I'm waterproof in my electronics. Right, I got things to go bump in the night. Fight, I throw you in the trunk space with no light. Front, right, and center. Adrenochrome taste testers. Now you can't feel your face, nigga. The iPhone is an anagram for the Phoenix. Soon to be seen by all the believers. We don't know what's next. Generation X gotta prep. What's coming down the pipeline next? The iPhone anagram for the Phoenix makes sense.